Hi everybody, I'm Coach Bob McCreary from Baseball by the Yard. Today's video tip involves more tee work. And when we come back, I'm going to show the advantages of putting that ball up higher in the strike zone. I'll explain when I come back. Hi everybody, welcome back. Today's tee drill involves what I call a high tee drill or an elevated pitch drill. Of course, if you've been watching Major League Baseball, those velocities of those Major League pitchers seems to be going up, up, and up. And I've heard a lot of Major League hitters make the adjustment by setting that ball up higher when they are doing their tee work. Of course, if you're throwing 95 to 100 miles an hour, one of the best ways to get hitters out is to elevate that pitch, because a lot of hitters do not approach that high pitch very well. In this whole launch angle generation that we're in, by the time that bat gets up to the ball is by them if that pitcher's throwing in very high velocity. So it's worth your time as a hitter to get some practice on how to better approach that high pitch, okay? It will help you with those high velocity pitchers. Now, I had a coach one time who said to me, because I wasn't a power hitter when I played, but a batting coach told me one time, he said, Bob, if you can learn how to approach these pitches up here in the upper part of the strike zone, that's where you will get what he called cheap home runs, where the pitcher supplies the power and the elevation. All you have to do is properly take the barrel from your load up position correctly to that baseball. Unfortunately, a lot of hitters don't do that, and they end up swinging through that high pitch, or at best, popping it up. Okay, so when you are working off a high tee drill, your goal in a batting cage, the way I explain it, is if I'm going to make contact with this ball at this height, my goal is to hit the back of the cage with the ball at the same height. So basically hitting this ball exactly straight ahead and working on getting on top of that. Now, I don't need to get into a debate as to the appropriateness of telling hitters get on top of the baseball, okay? A lot of major leaguers will say that to themselves as a cue, knowing full well that that's not actually what they're going to do in a game. But in a drill, they're working on getting the barrel up, their hands up, and approaching that ball on a more level bat swing or bat path so that they can hit this pitch on a line drive through the center of the field. If they can do that off a batting tee, they are well aware that when the game comes and the game speeds up and their body speeds up, the pitch that they hit a line drive in batting practice, this is the one that in a game is going to be driven very often out of the ballpark. But if I take this pitch and in practice I am hitting it and this ball is leaving the batting tee and hitting the ceiling, if I'm doing that in practice, when the game comes, that ball is going to be by me. And I'm not taking a proper approach on that high pitch. So there's nothing wrong with hitters swinging at an elevated pitch. What hitters have to do is approach it correctly. And the way you do that is to practice it using an elevated tee. What I've done here is I've taken a standard batting tee and I put a bucket under the tee. But you could use a cinder block, you could use a chair, something to elevate that batting tee so that the pitch is in the upper part of the strike zone, maybe even a little bit above it, to force your hitters to approach that high pitch correctly. So that's the high tee drill. There's always been value in that, but I see even more value today because pitchers are throwing harder and they're elevating their pitches more, which is forcing hitters to make that adjustment with their approach. Nothing wrong with hitting that pitch, you just have to approach it correctly. Hey folks, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, do me a favor and share this with 3 people. Share it with someone that you know is going to like it. Share it with a second person that you know that needs to hear it. And a third person that you think, hey, maybe they are not going to like it. Share it with them anyway. One of the problems in baseball is kids are not learning these little things about the game, and baseball IQ has never been at the lows that it is now. So please help me share these videos to improve the knowledge of baseball, particularly among the young levels, and raise that baseball IQ. I'm Coach McCreary from baseballbytheyard.com. Go to that website for all tips in all areas of the game. I appreciate your time. Take care, everybody, and I am out.